Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I'm going to tell you something I haven't said for some time on the channel. We're in the gorgeous Lake District National Park, that's right. Today I'm here with fellow YouTuber and friend Henry Turner. You might just be able to see him down there putting his tent up. We're on the summit of Skiddaw, which is a beautiful mountain range near to Keswick, looking back across Derwent Water, some amazing views there. So hopefully I'm going to get a nice sunset shot tonight. Hopefully, if the weather stays good, we might get a sunrise shot too. So that's really cool. Also, I want to touch on one more thing as well, and that is something that's really helped me to improve my landscape photography this year. I might also have a little chat with Henry as well to see what he's improved, what's helped him to improve this year as well. First of all, I'm going to get the tent set up, get some food inside my belly because we've been hiking now for a good 2.5 hours. So we're both pretty tired at this point, but it's been a cracking hike, it really has. So I'm going to get the tent set up and get some food on the go. See you in a bit, guys. Tent is all set up, looks okay, but my pitch is a little bit sort of on an angle, which is making it a bit flappy, but hopefully the wind is going to stay fairly low tonight and I'm not going to get blown off the mountain, hopefully. Yeah, time to grab some food now and then hopefully get a sunset shot. Fantastic dinner up there. Actually, I really would recommend the chili and rice. It was pretty damn fantastic. It's pretty cold up here as well, actually. Really blooming windy, and the old fingertips are getting a little bit cold. So before I set up for a shot, and I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to be setting up for exactly, there's so much to photograph here. Picking some details out in the landscape is probably what I'm going to go for, maybe with a telephoto lens, trying to keep it nice and simple. Until the light dips down a little bit more. I'm not really exactly sure what I'm going to shoot, but first I just thought I'd touch on what I said earlier in the intro there about what's really helped me to improve my landscape photography for this year. I think one of the things with any hobby or job or anything like that, when you first start out, the learning curve is quite steep, isn't it? You learn quite a lot to start with, and you feel like week in, week out you're learning something new, and you feel like you're really progressing really quickly. But the further you get on with that particular hobby or genre of photography or art or whatever it is, I think that curve tends to flatten out a bit, and you tend to feel like you're not improving so quickly anyway. One thing actually that's really helped me this year is printing my photos. So I've always printed my photos, I've always sent them out, I've always outsourced my printing, but this year I bought a printer, and what I've been doing essentially is printing pretty much all of my work, and just in around A4 sort of size, and putting that print on my desk and just observing that print. And I might look at it 10-15 times a day and just really look into it more deeply than I would if I'd got that image on the screen in front of me. I think, if you edit a photo, you might look at it once or twice after, you might post it on Instagram, that might be it sort of thing. But having that print there, you can really look into your editing a little bit more as well. And just a few weeks ago, I posted an image on Instagram actually. It was a misty heather shot with some silver birch, And I really like that shot. Actually, I printed it out, and what I found when I printed it out, it had a really magenta colour cast to it. Something I didn't notice at all when I was actually editing, and I probably would have posted that image on Instagram with a magenta cast on it and not realised. Because I think sometimes when you're editing, you really don't necessarily, your eyes tend to adjust to a certain colour or a certain tone. And it's only when you step away from the edit and look at it, you know, maybe a day or two later, that you really look into it a bit more with a sort of new, fresher eyes. And I think that's why printing's really helped me, actually, because being able to come back several times a day and look at that print really helps you to refresh the way you think about the image. And as well, I think with a print you tend to see things, I don't know, a little bit more deeply. You can look at the finer details. You can hold it up a little bit closer to your face, and you can really delve into the image a little bit more, and you can see all the flaws and where your mistakes are. I think that's what's really helped me, just to you know, take that step back, take that time to look into the image and see where I perhaps made a mistake in the edit, and then go back and making some tweaks, reprinting that. Sometimes I'm doing 3 or 4 prints of it as well, just to get it really spot on. And that's really helped me, actually, just learn how, you know, how to be more efficient with my editing and where I've been making mistakes before. So yeah, that's really helped me. It might be something that you guys hadn't really thought about, and maybe it's something that you could do as well. What I'm going to do now, I'm not sure where Henry is. I think he's up on the ridge there, but I'm going to go and have a little chat with him, see if he's got any little tips or anything that's really helped him to improve his photography this year as well. So yeah, I'm going to try and find Henry so we can ask him exactly what's helped him to improve his photography this year. And to be honest, I've got no idea where he is. Let's walk up here a little bit, see if we can find him. Maybe he's over this ridge. Maybe he's trying to find his composition for the sunset shot tonight. Anyway, let's jump up here, see where he is. Or maybe he's even got in his tent. Oh, actually, here he is. He's up here on this ridge. Bear with me a minute, guys. Here he is, look.
Hi mate, how's it going? It's freezing.
It blooming well is, isn't it?
What's going on?
Let me sit here. If you could pick one thing that's helped you to improve your photography this year, what would you say it would be? What, you know, just pick one thing.
Just one thing?
One thing.
So, just to set the record, Ian asked me this before, but I kind of said, right, I won't tell you now, I'll just come up with something at the time, because I want it to be nice and natural, you know, something straight from the mind. So I've come up with 2 things, right?
So
one is...
one.
Yeah, I know. I know, but like, I'm torn. Okay. One is quite boring.
And well, we don't want that one.
Yeah, well, it's boring, but it's important,
okay.
And the other one's a little bit more exciting. So the more exciting one, I wanted to say like post-processing. It's something that when I first started out with my photography, I don't reckon I, you know, placed enough emphasis on it, enough significance or importance. Whereas now, it really helps. Like, it really helps to improve my photography. Like, simple as that. I spend a lot more time studying my own photographs. You know. Looking at where I went wrong or where I went right, and exactly, obviously that can take it into the next photo shoot, and over a series of months and years in our case, is like you really do start to see an improvement.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's such a massive part of like landscape photography, isn't it? It's
100%.
Like, you know, it's not just about taking the photo; it's that sort of thought process when you're taking it. You've got to think about the edit as well.
Exactly, yeah, and I think that's something that I've started to do probably over the past year or so, where I'll actually be out on location and sort of pre-visualizing how I'm going to edit the photograph. You know, think about bracketing, for example. That's a nice simple example whereby, you know, if it's too bright, like it's fairly bright, you can see at the minute, you might need 2 or 3 exposures, sometimes more, just to make sure that you're going to get it right in the editing suite, really. But yeah, that's definitely helped, man, 100%.
Yeah, so post-processing.
Yeah. So the second one, this is one that I thought was a bit boring,
right, I didn't know if the
but important, is consistency. And I think that's something that you hear people say all the time. But I mean, if you want to improve with anything, like, you need to just be consistent with it.
I think that's the key thing, isn't it? Like, get out as much as you possibly can.
Yeah.
And you're definitely going to improve, can't you? You just by sitting at home.
Yeah, 100%. No, like, with whatever camera you've got in, if you're using your phone, it doesn't even have to be in the mountains like this. Like, I guess I'm just lucky because I live so close to this place and in the lakes, and but yeah, local woodlands. We were talking about earlier and stuff.
That's for me. I mean, I don't particularly live in a particularly beautiful area of the country. You know, like it's a 4 or 5 hour drive for me to get here, but you know, I've got some amazing woodlands. And I think the woodland is much more accessible, isn't it? And just being able to get out in the woodland and shoot some woodland photography on, you know, a weekly or, you know, daily basis,
100%,
massively help you improve. And then you can take that into a location like this, and you know,
all the ideas that you had in your head,
and then you can obviously be able to put those, you know, things into practice once you do get to an amazing, stunning location such as this. So
that's it, man. I think we should start thinking about the photography
we need to because we've got probably about 10 minutes now before the sunset. So yeah, sweet. Thanks for that, buddy.
All right.
After spending time carefully setting up my composition with my telephoto lens, I waited for something magical to happen. The light I was hoping for though just never came, and suddenly it left my composed image looking flat and uninteresting. It was a hard decision to make, but I had to concede defeat. I lay there long into the night pondering what might have been, but after checking my weather app I felt optimistic for what the morning may bring. Morning guys. So, yeah, not a bad night's sleep. I did manage to get some sleep, but it was pretty blooming chilly, I tell you. Anyway, yes, lots going on actually this morning. Got some lovely mist hanging around in the fells in the background there. We've also got these lovely layers in the landscape as well, just in front of where the sun is actually rising. So potentially there's perhaps 2 shots that I might be able to get this morning, both probably with the telephoto lens. So yeah, I think I might shoot back towards the sun first, because I think once that sun rises I'm not going to be able to get, you know, be able to expose for the highlights properly, because that sun's going to be blasting straight in towards the lens. So hopefully I can get this lovely separation in the layers, just capture a nice close intimate shot with the telephoto lens. So I'm going to get that set up first, and yeah, like I said, I'll come back to you. So I've managed to find a composition. The sun's just coming up now, so yeah, I'm reacting quite quickly as the colours change in the landscape. And what I've done, I've got the telephoto on like I mentioned before, and I'm zoomed in right at 140mm on just this particular spot in the landscape, and it's creating some lovely abstract patterns and layers which are really, really nice. And it's something I'm really looking to do more of, so it's something I've really, you know, wanted to get here this weekend. And as you can see, you know, we've got this gorgeous sun coming up now. And in terms of the settings, it's all pretty straightforward. I'm at f6.4, 80th of a second ISO 200. Like I said, zoomed in. There's no wind, so I don't have to worry about camera shake or anything like that. It's just a case really of waiting for the light to change the colours within the landscape, because there's so much haze in the background there. I'm thinking that actually the colours in the mist that's hanging in the valley there might change as the sun rises. So I'm just taking a few shots, and I'm going to settle on this composition for a bit, and just to make sure I can get those colours at their best. Hopefully if I have time I might swing round and see if I can get a shot looking back towards Helvellyn. So guys, I hope you like that shot. I really like that actually, really nice simple composition. Please do go and check out Henry's channel if you haven't done so already. He's out every week, probably twice a week, creating videos, really inspiring landscape photography videos. So yeah, please do go and check him out, give him some love. That's it for now guys, I will see you next week. Take care.